now, and Richard Welsh, Deputy Assistant Commissioner.
Good afternoon, everyone. 6 fire engines and around 40 firefighters were called this morning to a fire and explosion in Galpins Road, Thornton Heath. A terraced house has collapsed and neighbouring properties have also been damaged. Firefighters have rescued 4 people. 3 people were taken to hospital by London Ambulance Service crews, and a further person was treated at the incident. Firefighters carried out a substantial search of the property. Sadly, a child was pronounced dead at the scene. Our thoughts are with their family, friends and the local community at this time. The welfare of all involved in this incident is very important to us, and our staff will be offered counselling as a matter of priority. Around 40 properties have been evacuated as a precaution, and a 50-metre cordon is now in place. The Brigade's 999 control officers took 14 calls for this incident. The Brigade was called at 7:08 and crews were on scene within 3 minutes. Fire crews from Norbury, Mitcham, West Norwood, Woodside and surrounding fire stations were at the scene. The Brigade's urban search and rescue teams were also at the scene. The Brigade worked in partnership with colleagues from the Metropolitan Police, London Ambulance Service and the local authority. Unfortunately, the cause of the fire and explosion is not known at this time. Thank you.
Is anyone else still unaccounted for?
We are not carrying out any further search of premises for anyone else.
Can you tell us, was all the injured people from one property or some of the other properties?
They were from the property affected and surrounding properties.
And to be clear, 4 injured and 1 dead is a total of 5 from that one property?
There are 4 injured and 1 deceased from within the incident.
There have been reports locally from people about smelling gas. Are you able to say anything at all about gas, or even that it's a possible cause that you're investigating?
Unfortunately, we can't say it is a gas that's caused it. It will become a police investigation now. We dealt with the emergency phase of the incident, and we hand it over to the local authority and local police.
How many other properties are actually damaged?
There is a number of properties that have suffered damage from the blast itself. And at the moment there are 40 properties that have been evacuated for that reason.
It's a very large cordon. Why has the cordon gone quite so wide?
Because there is, obviously we have had an explosion. There is damage to a wide number of properties. That the blast area was quite substantial. So for the public safety, we've kept the cordon quite large.
Do we have the age of the child?
That's not something I'm going to disclose at the moment.
Are you able to say what's happening with the families that have been evacuated?
So the families being evacuated are being dealt with by the local authority, London Borough Merton, and they are currently in a rest centre, and they will be provided with accommodation when they, for the time they can't get back in their homes. We are working with the local authority to ensure any medication they need or whatever else is provided.
When your crews first turned up, what sort of conditions did they face in terms of searching?
So our crews, when they first arrived, they worked in some really arduous conditions. They worked extremely hard for a number of hours searching through the premises, and absolute credit to us and the community, the service they provided today. But as we all know, it's a very hot time, and wearing their protective equipment, very difficult conditions for them to work in.
Obviously, you brought a lot of dogs in. Can you tell us what sort of role they played in the search?
We have brought in dogs, our urban search and rescue dogs, and they're part of our urban search and rescue team, and that's the purpose they were used for.
How long do you plan to be on scene?
So we will be here throughout the rest of the day, overnight, just to make sure the scene is still safe. But we're working with our colleagues in the Met Police and the local authority until at the point we can hand over the premises to the local authority for them to deal with.
Is this being treated as a criminal investigation?
That's something you'd have to ask the police, I'm afraid. No more questions. Thank you very much for your time.